Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Purple Lunarose Tarot and Astrology. Tonight, I'm going to be doing a surprise pick a card, and we're going to be talking about the energy of Venus in Aries. So, welcome in, everyone. I see everyone starting to come in. Diana over on YouTube, sister is with us tonight. Guys, don't forget we are multi streaming, so we're on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok all at the same time. So Venus in Aries 2025 is going to be really significant. So I don't want this energy to get past us without us talking about it. Guys, the last time that Venus was retrograde, I had Kundalini activation, and we're getting ready to talk more about Kundalini activation. So I know those of you that have experienced that have been asking me, Rosa, when are you going to talk about it? I'm getting there. I'm getting there. We're getting pretty close. But yeah, so I'm really interested to see how this Venus retrograde is going to impact all of us. So I'm going to talk about how it's going to feel collectively for all of us. I'm going to talk about how um, it's going to feel for those of us that are, specifically on this type of spiritual awakening journey. Guys, remember at PLR, that's what we're doing here. We're having a spiritual awakening. But I'm going to go through all 12 signs and I'm going to explain how Venus and Aries may impact you. Again, guys, I know that normally I say that I'm not going to tell you to say sun, moon, or rising, but when we're looking at specific energies like this, you want to use your rising sign. That's what I feel is going to be the most impactful. All right, so I'm just checking on everybody. Guys, tonight, Pick a Card is going to have 4 groups. I did put it in the description box, so you get to pick 1 through 4 tonight. And I'll talk to you a little bit more about what those groups are when we get a little bit closer. And I'm just going to make sure our TikTok is working. I still haven't decided what to do over there on TikTok just because they haven't decided what they're going to do. And unfortunately, I just don't want to make any big moves. And then, they decide to shut it down. And I think we're down to like 60 days now. So it's like, yeah, I'm just going to wait, be a little bit more patient. We do still have our Twitch up and running, and I have thought about going over there and doing some exclusive lives just for Twitch. So, guys, if you don't follow us on Twitch yet, I always put the links to all of our platforms, all of our social media platforms, in the description box of the video. So it should be easy for you just to click the description, find that Twitch link, and you can join us over on Twitch. All right, so our TikTok is broken. That's okay. I'll send myself some hearts. All right, guys. Sandra joining us. Welcome, ladies. Welcome, welcome. All right, I'm going to get to it. Let me get to my notes. All right, so Venus and Aries. Here's the dates because, guys, Venus and Aries is going to be for a minute. Um, so Venus actually entered Aries yesterday on February 5th. It's going to remain in Aries until March 2nd. It's going to station retrograde, and then after the retrograde, it's going to re-enter Aries on the 15th and stay until May 2nd. So that's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot of Venus energy. That's a lot of fiery, passionate, stubborn Aries energy. So we're going to talk a little bit more about that. So Venus retrograde is going to be from March 2nd to April 15th. And it will retrograde again in the sign of Aries. Remember, guys, retrogrades are going to be a period of reflection, reevaluation, and revisiting past themes. So, especially in the areas of Venus, and Venus governs things like love, relationships, money, values, and self worth. I know a lot of times we think it's just love, but not the case at all. So, this is how the collective is going to feel this Venus and Aries energy. So you could feel passionate and impulsive energy, and I did put these on your screen there. So if you guys want to follow along with me, Venus in Aries is fiery, bold, and direct, and the collective may feel a surge of passion, courage, and desire to take risks in love and creativity. So this energy can also lead to impulsiveness, impatience, and conflicts in relationships. Guys, I'm the Aries. I can't express this to you enough. I have my sun in Aries. I have my Mars in Aries. I have my Mercury in Aries, and my Cancer is rising, but there's so much of this energy in my chart that my Cancer energy, which is much more calm and nurturing, I feel like kind of gets a little suffocated at times, right? I feel like I'm the most impulsive person that I know. I struggle with patience. People tell me that I'm patient all the time, and I'm like, if you only knew what was going on in my noggin. Um, you know what I mean? And to say conflicts in relationships, just major understatement. If you know me, you know, right? So I'm kind of picking up that again. This is collective energy, so we're all going to be feeling these energies that I have to deal with every day. And guys, if you are also, I want to point out like a Aries moon, again, go based on your rising sign, but we're talking about collective energies here. Aries moon is going to be um, a much more impactful Aries energy than Aries sun. And I know that's the opposite of everything that you're used to hearing. Again, guys, I study your birth chart. So it's like I know that we have all 12 pieces of the pie, and I know how all those 12 pieces work, right? So with Aries moon people, you're going to be like, yes, Rosa, I deal with those energies all the time too. And yours are actually going to be stronger than mine, right? Because your moon is what it tells you how you feel about things. It's your emotions, right? And that's really, think about it, that's going to be everything in your life. So I feel like the moon is a much stronger indicator of energy than just for example the sun sign. So just kind of keep that in mind with all of this Aries energy. So if you have these Aries moon placements, or even Aries rising or Aries sun, you're used to these types of energies. People around you are not used to these energies, right? Think of a Capricorn around you, impulsiveness, right? So it's like you want to be, I don't know, more compassionate and understanding, especially if you have a lot of Aries in your chart. All right, so the second thing, reevaluating relationships and values. This is Venus energy all day, every day. So during the retrograde, the collective will be prompted to reassess what they truly value in relationships and life. Past lovers or unresolved issues may resurface, offering opportunities for closure or growth. All right, so the third thing I have on the list, self-love and independence. Aries is a sign of self-identity and independence. Venus in Aries encourages the collective to prioritize self-love, assertiveness, and personal desire over people pleasing or compromising too much. I feel like that's going to be a struggle for a lot of us as well as we deal with Venus retrograde, is a lot of us are getting away from people pleasing, right? That's something we're learning to do in our spiritual awakening. It's like we're learning to set boundaries and enforce those boundaries. So, what's going to happen though is as we experience Venus retrograde in Aries, right, this very aggressive energy, you're going to come across times where compromise is going to be like your only, I don't know, option, right? So I don't want you to think like, oh, I'm supposed to be having like, strong boundaries and I'm supposed to enforce my boundaries and I'm never supposed to compromise. That's never the case. We're just not supposed to people please, right? So the last thing I have on there is going to be tension between self and others. So Aries is a me first sign. I definitely can understand and relate with that energy. It can clash with Venus's natural desire for harmony. The collective may struggle to balance their own needs with the needs of others, leading to potential conflicts or breakthroughs in understanding. So, guys, these are all energies that, again, regardless of what sign you are, you're going to feel these energies. I do feel for those of you that have strong Aries placements, this is not going to be as challenging. That's not true. It's still going to be challenging. You're just going to know what steps to take or what to implement in those times of challenge, right? Maybe more so than someone who doesn't deal with that type of fiery, aggressive, passionate energy on a daily basis. All right, so that's the collective. Now I'm going to break it down a little bit more. That's not true. I'm actually going to tell the collective, okay, well, let's talk about how best to harvest and utilize this energy. I like doing this because it's like, yes, I can tell you all about the energy and what you may feel, but it's like, Rosa, what am I supposed to do with that, right? Okay, so take initiative. Take initiative in love. If you're single, this is a time to boldly pursue what or who you want. If you're in a relationship, take the lead in planning something exciting or reigniting the spark. Reevaluate your values. This is going to be important with Venus retrograde. Use the retrograde period to reflect on what truly matters to you. Are your relationships and financial choices aligned with your core values? All right. So also embracing self-love. Guys, I'm learning stuff on my journey every day. Every day. I keep trying to tell you guys, like, I'm not any type of like, I'm not gonna ever come out here and be like, oh, I have all the answers to this awakening, right? I'm experiencing this awakening. It's happening to me, like for real. Um, so it's like I learn stuff and then I come and share that information with you, right? So self love is big in this awakening journey that we're all on, right? And I imagine it's probably big in all types of spiritual awakenings, but I just know the one that I'm experiencing, right? And I feel like that was one of the first lessons that I had to learn. Here's something, and I'm not saying I didn't know this before, but it's like I heard it out loud today. And you know how sometimes, like, you know something in the back of your mind, but you don't say it or you don't speak it, and you really don't hold yourself accountable for it, I guess. You know what I'm trying to say? Okay, so self love is a lot more than just, long, hot bubble baths or putting a lot of lotion on and smell goods and lighting candles. Um, I remember one time, the person that awakened me was, talking smack about self-care and self-love, and he was like, oh, that's just lazy, and you got to keep moving, and you got to do this and you got to do that, and I mean that, for people that don't understand the meaning or like don't have the actual definition, I imagine it probably could seem like, long bubble baths and lighting candles and rubbing lotion all over yourself. But self-love is actually a lot more than that. It's about showing up for yourself. And it's even more than that because, are you ready? It's about showing up for yourself when no one's watching. Yeah. So spirit has me very secluded, right? This winter I just want to point out has been so much better. I had a very challenging last winter, so this winter has been very comfortable. We only did have power for a little bit, right, sister? When we had that storm, but it's been very warm. Last winter, I froze my butt off, y'all. I was like, in this trailer, and I'm not knocking trailers. I've lived in a trailer my whole life. But you know how like the cold comes, when you're laying next to like a trailer wall, the cold comes through that wall. You know what I'm trying to say? I feel like last winter I just froze my butt off the entire time. This winter has definitely been much better. But Spirit has me up here on top of this hill, and I don't really go out too often. I don't care to, actually. It's pretty interesting. That's normally not me. I normally want to go, do all the things, right? But I'm learning to show up for myself in ways that I've never experienced before. And I have one that you may have experienced recently because again, it's winter time and we're all kind of doing the same thing, right? Um, I'm learning that it's okay to rest. It's okay to rest. Isn't that something? But yeah, self-care, learning to show up for myself. No one's gonna make me get up and do the yoga. The only person that knows that I, am showing up is, just me and the yoga lady. There's this one, she's got this 8-minute yoga video I've been doing. And I say yoga, but they're all different types, guys. This one is more of like a Pilates, but I'm learning how to do planks. And hi, Jenna. And she has this one leg lift thing that she has you do when you're laying on your stomach. And I was telling someone the other day, I was like, man, I picked it because she was like, I seen in the video she was laying down on her belly, and I was like, oh my god, this is gonna be like the easiest thing ever, right? And it's 8 minutes long. Like, how bad can that be? Well, the plank is freaking 2 minutes, so I'm just saying I never make it. I'm getting better at it, right? But never make the 2 minutes. But then, like she makes you do all this other stuff with your legs that like my thighs are shaking. Like right now, as I'm talking to you, they've been shaking since like 4 p.m. And they haven't stopped. um, I think I'm gonna be okay. I blame the 8-minute yoga lady on the YouTube. But guys, it's like no one's here. No one's here to say, Rosa, you got to get up and do the things. You got to eat well. You got to shower. You got to smell like a human. You know what I'm saying? No one is here to do that. And it's interesting because not only is this the first time that I'm showing up for myself, but this is the first time I want to. This is the first time I want to. And what's also interesting is I know I'm totally veering off subject. I'm going to go back to Venus, I promise. But what's also interesting that's happening to me, um, before it was about losing weight. Like I wanted to lose weight. So I was like, okay, I'll do this stuff because I want to lose weight. Now that's not the case at all. Now I understand that I have this purpose. I understand that I have this vessel, right? And it's like I want to take care of it. I want it to be healthy. I want to be healthy so that I can keep doing what spirit asked me to do. I want to be able to be healthy so I can spend time with my grandchildren and my children. I want to travel. I want to meet, people. I still got to meet Michelle and Jenna. You know what I mean? So it's like there's still things that I need to do. Before it was all about, oh, I got to look this way. I got to look this way. I got to look this way. I don't know what's happened. Maybe it's the gray hair. Maybe it's like the wrinkles around my eyes. Something's happened and it's like I don't give a shit anymore. And it's like now I just want to be healthy. Planking, yes. Oh my God. I want to be strong. I want to F somebody up if I got to. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like that's where I'm at now with self-care. So it's a lot more than just, hot baths and candles. I'm just saying. All right, let's keep going. All right, so I'm just going to remind you embracing self care. Aries energy is about self empowerment, focus on self care, setting boundaries, and honoring your individuality. I want to touch on that really quick too, because I feel like there's some confusion when we talk about Aries. We say Aries is selfish, because Aries is all about the self. Let me explain that to you. Are you ready? Have any of you ever flown anywhere? Have any of you ever gotten on a plane and went somewhere? I feel like I've taken lots of people on the plane for the first time. But when you get on a plane and you get seated and you're getting ready to leave, you guys know because you watch TV, the little stewardess person, gets up there and they tell you like, hey, the exits are over here. And I just heard this weird accent coming out. Like, I don't even know where this is coming from, but whatever. But but you know how they're like, the exits are here and there, and this is what we do in case of emergency. Well, one of the things they tell you on the airplane is that if there's some type of disturbance, that the oxygen mask will fall from the top of the cabin, right? And it will fall down in front of you. And the little person will say, and I don't know why I keep calling them little. I mean, they could be a bigger person. Who knows? Anyway, they'll say, you got to put your mask on first. It's really important that you put your mask on first. And then when you have your mask secure, then they want you to turn around and help other people on the plane. Have you guys experienced that before? Diane says, I've been on planes. Don't know if I want to these days. Oh, God, yeah, I know, right? Just using it as an example. But yeah, so when you're on the plane, they'll tell you to put your mask on first. There's a reason for that. There's a very, very important reason. I'm not trying to say that Aries is the smartest sign of the zodiac, but I just want to point out that Aries knows it can't help anyone else if it's depleted, right? I can't help anyone if I'm depleted. I can't give you good readings. I'm going to sit here and argue with spirit all damn day long. You know what I'm saying? I can't, I have to really focus on myself, put myself first in order to be able to help other people. And that's just the way it is. I know we want to change that. I know we want to be martyrs and we want to completely deplete ourselves for the people that we love, but it's 2025. It's like, excuse me, at this point, we understand that doesn't work, right? So we're going to put our mask on first. So Aries, not selfish and I don't care about other people, just I know I have to take care of me first. Okay. All right, I'm going to keep going. All right, so also Venus and Aries, how you're going to harvest this energy. Be bold and creative. Aries is the boldest sign of the zodiac. Okay, we are not chickens by no means. Venus and Aries is going to be a great time for you to start a new creative project or take risks in artistic expression, right? Don't hold back, guys. Just this is the time to let all your passion out, let it guide you. Learn to balance independence and connection. This is going to be a little challenge. While Aries encourages independence, Venus reminds us of the importance of connection. So strive for a healthy balance between me and we. All right, now let's break down the 12 signs. I'm going to go through them quickly. Here we go. Aries, Venus and Aries. This is how you're going to feel it. You want to focus again on self love and confidence. This is your time to shine, reconnect with your desires, and take bold steps in love and creativity. During the retrograde, reflect on how you approach relationships and whether you're honoring your true self or not. Taurus, Venus is your ruling planet. So this retrograde will feel personal. Use this time to reassess your self worth and how you show up in relationships. Let go of people or situations that no longer align with your values. Hope you heard me, Taurus. All right, Gemini. So, Gemini, the transit activates your social sector, reconnect with friends, and network boldly. During the retrograde, reflect on how you communicate in relationships and whether you're being authentic or not. Cancer. So Venus in Aries lights up your career sector. Take bold steps towards your professional goals. During the retrograde, reflect on how your work life balance impacts your relationships. I find that interesting. I am the Cancer rising. I'm fixing to go home, and our season is going to start. For my summer job, guys, I am doing that again this season. Unfortunately, we did not hit the YouTube lottery, so I am going to go back for another season. This season is going to be much easier than last season. I have again set up several boundaries and do intend on enforcing those boundaries so that I can make sure I have ample time for my own self care and, of course, PLR, right? Leo, this is a time for adventure and expansion. So pursue new experiences in love and life. During the retrograde, reflect on whether your relationships allow you to grow and explore. All right, Virgos, Venus and Aries activate your intimacy sector. So dive deep into emotional connections and shared resources. During the retrograde, reflect on trust and vulnerability in relationships. Libra. Venus is your ruling planet also, so this retrograde will feel significant. Focus on partnerships and how you balance your needs with others. Use this time to redefine what you want in love. Scorpios, my favorites. Scorpio, this transit highlights your daily routines and health. So focus on self care and bringing passion into your daily life. During the retrograde, reflect on how your habits impact your relationships. Scorpios. All right, Sagittarius. Diana, our resident Sagittarius, Venus in Aries is going to spark your creative and romantic sector. Take risk in love and express yourself boldly. During the retrograde, reflect on whether your relationships bring you joy and freedom. Capricorns, Vanessa, this transit activates your home and family sector. Focus on creating harmony at home and nurturing close relationships. During the retrograde, reflect on how your upbringing impacts your approach to love. Aquarius, Venus in Aries energizes your communication sector. Speak your truth in love and relationships. And during the retrograde, reflect on how you express affection and whether it aligns with your values. Last one is going to be Pisces. Pisces, this transit is going to highlight your finances and self worth. Take bold steps to improve your financial situations during the retrograde. Reflect on how you value yourself and whether your relationships reflect that. And I feel like those were all broad enough that we can still say sun, moon, rising. I'm still going to say rising is probably going to be the strongest. All right, so here's some key takeaways from Venus and Aries. It's a time for boldness, passion, and self discovery. The retrograde period is going to be from March 2nd to April 15th, and it's a chance to reevaluate love, relationships, and values. Remember, guys, it's an opportunity to revisit that planet's energy. Venus, love, money, what you value. Each zodiac sign can harness the energy by focusing on self-love, taking initiative, and balancing independence with connection. All right, guys, that's all the information I have. Venus and Aries. All I'm gonna say is I'm here. I'm here for another month, guys. One-on-ones are available if anybody, wants to do a live reading, if anybody wants to do some coaching. Sometimes people just need an ear. I understand all the things, right? So I do expect this energy to be very powerful. I do expect all of us to feel it very strongly. But one thing I remember about the last Venus retrograde in 2023 is that I leveled up in such huge ways that I'm excited for this Venus retrograde. Glady says Cancer Sun, Aries Moon, Aries Rising. I love it. All right, guys, let's get started. What is it? Gladys. Sorry, Gladys. Sister's always telling me how to pronounce people's names. Do you guys remember Sidhi Freya? She does the Reiki. You guys remember? I was talking to her a couple of days ago, and I was telling her about Sister helping us with being a moderator. And I was telling her, I said, yeah, she comes into the lives and she helps me pronounce everybody's name right. When I get a market. I'm sure we'll come across one. I don't even know. All right, guys, so let me explain the pick a card. Does everybody pick their number? 1, 2, 3, or 4? All right, so this is what I've decided to do. You guys remember on your screen, we had those 4 energies that you may feel with this Aries retrograde coming collectively. The first one was about passion and impulses. You guys remember that? So the second one was about new opportunities and or closure. The third one was about self-love and or compromise. And the fourth one was about potential conflicts and or breakthroughs. I can't read my own handwriting. All right, so I've made this spread. And here's what I'm going to tell you. Pick your number, 1 through 4. But I'm looking at each one of these energies. So if you want to pick more than one, you can. If you want to pick all of them, you can. I'm going to stick with my 3. Spirit gets mad at me when I do that. Because, we're supposed to, be intuitive. All right, so let's timestamp. And let's do 2744 for group 1. All right, so I've pulled out Tarot of the Enchanted Soul. And this is what I'm going to do the main spread with. And the first thing I'm looking at is the Venus energy that's coming in. So if you picked group 1, is it passion or impulse? It's impulse. All right, group 1. I'm not saying you're not passionate about something because you do have the wands, and wands is passion all day, every day, but it's the 10 of wands. So because it's the 10 of wands, that's like burdens, heavy weight on your shoulders. I'm so tired. How much longer do I have to keep doing this? Magician could be about manipulation. It could be about trickery. It could also be just you trying to manifest something and it's taking forever for it to come in. The impulsive energy during Mercury, I forgot to hit my do not disturb. That's you, sister. I was about to yell at somebody. What? It says you text me. I did not. Oh, it's a haha to a photo. I don't know, but I'm getting in so much trouble right now. Okay. I'm not supposed to look at my phone, y'all. So group one, I feel like it's impulse because you've been doing some for a long time, and I feel like the impulse energy is going to be a challenge with this Aries, Venus retrograde in Aries. You're going to want to do something that's impulsive, because something's been taking so long to get here. And it could just be a break because, again, Ten of Wands is like exhaustion, right? You could be dealing with some Virgo energy. All right, the next thing I'm going to look at is how is this going to help you level up? How is this going to help you level up? You have the sun. That's that self energy, that Aries self. It is it's also, of course, the sun rules Leo, but I'm getting like the sun, first house, the house of self. It's also bright joy and happiness. I see like what's that? The ride when you go to like carnivals with the little horses. What's that called? Carousel? I'm going to look at what comes next. Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords literally means leveling up. I do see the Tower. The Tower could be shock, surprise, awe. It's that Aries energy. All right, next thing I'm pulling out is message from Shadow Self. Seven of Wands, protect yourself, healthy boundaries. Four of Wands is on the bottom. I imagine if you pick group one, this is what you're trying to bring in. This is why you're exhausted. Four of Wands is, well, the card says celebration, marriage, community, but it's stability. It also says stability. And that's really what I get when I see Four of Wands. I always see like the 11-11, firm foundation, but it's financial security. And I feel like if you picked group one, and I just want to say there's something about like what happened last Venus retrograde. See, guys, I feel like I should say this every single live, okay? Every single live. Guys, this is my spiritual awakening. Like, that's PLR. So if you notice in the intro, it always says, welcome to my spiritual awakening. I'm not going to heal you, but I'll share how I'm healing myself in hopes that it helps other people, right? I'm having a specific type of spiritual awakening. So my energy is experiencing a specific collective energy. And when I do these readings, every single reading I do is for me. It helps me in some shape, way, form, or fashion. Can it help you as well? Yes. Yes, it can. Again, it's because we're experiencing the same type of awakening and it's collective energy. The Venus retrograde that I keep talking about was summer of 2023. It was a very big moment. Not only did I have Kundalini activation, I feel like when Kundalini happens, by the way, that's like the cutoff point. Like there's a line in the sand there. You're not going back. You know what I mean? I think you can drag out your spiritual awakening and you can not follow your purpose for a little while. But it's like once you start following it to the point that you experience Kundalini activation, you're not going back. You're not going back. I'm never going to go, quit PLR and and go work full time for someone else. It's just not going to happen ever. Like my whole life from here until I take my last breath, I'm always going to be following my purpose. That's it. I knew this that summer. And I think the reason that that was the lesson that summer was because I had to get my finances right. I had to get my money right. I had to um, understand that not only was I healing myself, but spirit had guided me on this path of alchemy that now was going to pay me, right? I have to put so many videos out. We get paid to live stream. So it's like I have to put so many videos out. We have to do so many lives. If I want to get paid, if I want a paycheck at the end of the month, and it's monthly, guys, I have to wait a whole month. So it's like if I want a good paycheck at the end of the month, I have to be here consistently all the time. I'm not going anywhere. I know that 1,000%. And I know that sounds crazy. Like in the times that we're in, the way of the world, the state of the world, I get it. You know, I heard somebody make a joke the other day. They're going to start burning us again. Jokes, haha. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like you can take me and put me in some third world country right now, and the bombs could be going off. And I promise you that my faith is unshaken, unshaken. And I will continue to do PLR all the time. I don't care. On the side of the road, at somebody else's house, off my phone. I don't care. It's just the way it is. So last last Venus retrograde, I had Kundalini activation, and the lesson that I learned that summer, not just about Kundalini, but more about my purpose. The line in the sand was drawn. I chose. I saw the abundance. I saw that I wouldn't go without anything, and that's what I chose. So this Venus retrograde, again, if you pick group 1 and finances has been your thing, this is the one. This is the one where you're making your bold statement, right? You're making your bold choices. You're using your bold creativity to manifest the end of this exhaustion. The message from your shadow self says you need to protect yourself more because it's 7 of Wands. 7 of Wands is healthy boundaries. That's what it means. So with this coming out from your shadow self, it's like you're about to level up. It's taken so much for you to get here. You're going to have to protect yourself in ways you've probably never had to protect yourself before. What happens when you win the YouTube lottery? Well, everybody goes to Disney World. That's a thing. I'm not going to Disney World. That's a whole other show for another day. But you know what I mean? People come out of the woodworks. All of a sudden, you have new relatives you didn't know, right? My problem is my relatives, when I win the YouTube lottery, they're going to have to get someone to manage my funds because I'm going to be giving it away to anybody and everybody. I already know. I've already told Spirit, like, you're going to have to get me somebody to guide me along the way, right? Sister's really good with finances. But you know what I mean? Like, I definitely am that, I'm that person and I don't care. And people are like, Rosa, it's crazy. You overgive. I don't care. It's just the way it is. I'm not going to change. It's just me. I don't know. But am I better about protecting myself? Yes. Am I better about seeing people when they're just trying to take something from me? Well, yes, absolutely. Will that only continue to get better? Yes, absolutely. The Magician again. All right, I'm gonna shuffle. If it comes out again, that's it. I don't know, group 1. Someone could be trying to control something, manipulate something. All right, Ace of Cups comes out. Ace of Cups is overflow. There's too much. Knight of Pentacles, you've been working really hard for something. It's taking, again, slow energy, so like it's taking too long. And Ace of Swords. I heard yes, but I mean, if someone had a question, the answer is yes. But it's more about like new clarity and new understanding. I think you're about to see why something had to take as long as it did. Another yes. Guys, anytime you flip over an ace, whether it's Ace of Swords, Ace of Wands, Ace of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, if you're asking yourself a question at that time, it's a yes, right? Ace of Wands is fate and destiny, but it's also about taking new passionate action. New passionate action. So this was, how can you level up using this energy? Ten of Wands was like, you want to be impulsive because something's taking a long time. But whatever this something is, it's going to bring you so much joy and happiness. It had to take as long as it's taking. And you may have to like acknowledge that there's some new action that you need to take. And I think it's going to be that Venus and Aries energy. It's like where you struggle to pour into your own cup. It's like, are you able to put the mask on? Are you able to see that being the martyr is not the way to go? You see Spirit yelling at me when I said I was going to give it away to everybody. All right, I promise to be somewhat cautious about who I give it away to. And now that I just said that, I just got reminded of Sister telling me about this live that we had a while back where apparently I was saying stuff that, you know, could be discerned in a different way. Magician comes back out, guys. Seven of Swords, trickery, deceit. It is leveling up. I am getting this energy that what comes next is you're about to level up in a big way. But is it possible that there's someone expecting you to give them something? Look at that Five of Pentacles with his hand out. Page of Wands says baby steps, caution. Ooh. Three of Pentacles flies out, Seven of Wands. Remember, you did this on your own. Remember who was standing by you, who waited patiently, all those things. There's something here about somebody talking shit about something you're doing. And I'll tell you why. Because Three of Pentacles is teamwork. Let's work together. But you're having to do something on your own. I picked the Gilded Tarot. So in the Gilded Tarot, instead of the three people in the church working together, he's working on his own. And he's pissed about it. He's not happy. Whatever you've had, that's why you're tired. You maybe expected someone else to help you do something. And you had to do the whole freaking thing on your own. There's something about remembering who was with you, who stood with you, remembering who talked shit. The Queen of Swords sometimes talks shit. I'm just saying. All right, I'm going to pick a higher self guidance. And this is going to be for the next, it's for the 6 weeks that Venus is retrograde. Mercury, open communication. Look at this. Get a weight off your chest. Tell me that you can see it. Get a weight off your chest. Speak up with love and be heard. The divine director, look at this, intervention and purpose. Divine intervention is occurring. Know that you're being guided. Happiness is your purpose. Look at those confirmations wrapped up in one card. On the bottom, Chronos, life force, express your driving passion. Sensual and sexual powers are increased. We're going to have a whole show about divine feminine sexual power in the current times. But again, that's a whole show. Different show. All right, guys, that's group one. I hope that was helpful. I'm going to clean up really quickly. Put a little video on. And we'll move on to group two. So what I got out of that group one, your finances, what you value, your purpose, leveling up, protecting yourself. Something big is on its way. The sun is like big, bright, in your face. And I just seen 10 of Swords. So it's like something big that's going to bring, and we've seen the 10 of Wands, right? So it's like something big that's going to bring some type of massive completion to painful, challenging times in your life. All right, how are we doing over there? Everybody still with me? Just gonna pop in on TikTok. Mad Talks. Agnes. Krista Taylor. I love seeing all the people's names. Guys, don't forget, we're multi-streaming. So we are live on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok all at the same time. All right, so that was group one. Thank you, ladies. Ladies, my moderators, if you guys didn't know, Diana moderating over on YouTube. Sandra with us. Michelle is our Facebook moderator. She pops in over on YouTube to say hi. I know it gets quiet over there on Facebook, doesn't it? I'm going to go check on it right now. I shared out, but not a whole lot. When I went to share out, I noticed that the restream had scheduled it for March 6th. So it's probably quiet. Probably a little quiet over there. Sister joined us recently to help us moderate, and she goes everywhere too, right? I'm thinking about adding one more. That's where I'm at. I just haven't made any moves yet. I don't know. I got a lot of lessons in business practices and privacy and all that kind of stuff this winter. So it's like now I'm like, I like who we got. I know we need one more, but we're gonna hold out a little bit longer. All right, let's do group 2, 4828, because I've seen it. All right, group 2, we're looking at Venus energy, Venus and Aries energy, Venus and Aries retrograde energy, right? Now it's going to be in Aries much longer than just the retrograde, but I'm just saying most of it retrograde energy. So the first card I'm going to pull, group 2, is the Venus energy. Are we looking at new opportunities and or closure? Are new doors opening or are doors closing? Nine of Cups, doors are opening. That's exciting. I love it. Five of Wands is on the bottom. So it's like, don't get too excited. It's hard. All right, Nine of Cups is divine wishes being granted. It says satisfaction, happiness, dreams is on here. Dreams coming true is on here. Warmth and joy. I'm going to go with dreams coming true. And it's dreams that 5 of Wands. So it's like something was hard. Again, just like group 1, right? It wasn't easy. Whatever it is, this isn't something that just, oh, I worked on it a little bit. No, this could be years and years of something. All right, these wishes being granted. How is this going to help you level up? We have the moon coming out. Maybe seeing through illusion. Maybe releasing fear. All right, let's look at what comes next. What comes next? Ace of Swords, clarity, understanding. It is illusion. Something is, you're not seeing something clearly. Here's the clarity. 3 of Cups is on the bottom. It could be about the celebration. It could be about third parties. It could be about something karmic. All right, now I'm going to pull a message from your shadow self. And 10 of Swords. It's done. Whatever it is, the painful, it's over. 8 of Swords is on the bottom. Whatever it was some type of self-restriction. You wanted something, but you weren't seeing something clearly enough to be able to get it or attain it or know how to. So it's like this Venus retrograde, divine wishes are granted. Here's what I'm picking up, okay? These readings are hard sometimes. I want to come out here and be like, everything's going to be great. It's going to be so good for you, group 2. It's going to be wonderful. But, and that is true. It is. Something very painful is coming to an ending. But I think that you're going to struggle to see why it has to come to an ending, because 8 of Swords on the bottom is like, you've been keeping yourself stuck in whatever this is. And I just want to say Cups is it's love. It's going to be a relationship. I feel like I see it on my computer too.
It's just your computer doing it.
Diana says video too.
And that's good too. Michelle said she noticed a lag. I noticed a lag there for a second. But...
All right, 9 of Cups. We have that 7 of Swords coming back out again, leveling up. You may be having to keep something to yourself. Yep, that's what it is. You get some type of new offer. I just want to point out the peacock on the Page of Pentacles does represent masculine energy. Masculine energy could be making some type of new offer. Who picked group 2? Okay, so 7 of Swords is also trickery or deceit. 7 of Wands says you need to protect yourself from trickery or deceit. But it does say that the masculine energy makes a new offer. Venus retrograde. Ooh, I'm not supposed to have my puffer in the video. My bad. I hope you couldn't see it. All right, I got in trouble for that like twice. I don't know why. People do such bad stuff on YouTube. Leave me my puffer alone. All right, let's look at the moon. So this is how you're going to level up. You're going to see something clearly. There's an illusion. There's something you don't see clearly. There's something you don't understand. Ooh, that's what I did. Queen of Cups comes out. Queen of Cups is my clue card for Divine Feminine. But are you ready? Oh, whoever picked group 2 is going to be upset. Okay. Queen of Cups is knowing when to pull your energy back and take care of yourself. I promise you, Google it. I don't make this stuff up. Queen of Cups says, I understand that I have people that depend on me. So I know when I'm on this plane and this oxygen mask comes down, I have to put the mask on myself first. Because I made the spread for Venus retrograde, I want you to notice that I'm very much using the layout of our zodiac sign readings. This is your challenge or obstacle. Do you guys see it? So it's like you're going to level up group 2 only if you can understand that by giving your energy to this person, to this 9 of Cups, this thing that you want so badly, you're only prolonging something that is, what is that word? It's fancy. Inevitable. And I'm not, hear me out here, because I'm not saying, oh, what's bound to happen is that there's a breakup. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying timing. There's something about timing. The 9 of Cups is divine wishes being granted, but this is spirit going, I tried to explain something to you, and you just kept asking over and over and over and over. So now I have to give you this thing so you can learn this lesson and stop asking. Every time you give this person energy, you're not taking care of your vessel. Every time. And most likely, if you picked group 2, it was Sandra, wasn't it? Group 2. So if you pick group 2, you know this. You already know this. You know that you're not showing up for yourself. I love y'all. Don't shoot the messenger. Remember, all of these readings are for me. I'm glad they help you too. And maybe you don't realize that you're not showing up for yourself because it's the moon card, illusions, right? Fear of something that's not true. I got to point that out because the moon is literally, you have fear of something that's not true. When you get closer and closer to the moon, it gets brighter and brighter and brighter, and it illuminates all that darkness around it. So it looks scary, right? When you're in the darkness, but the closer you get to that big ball of light that's the moon, it illuminates it. And what looks like what used to be scary isn't scary anymore. Three of Swords comes out. It's a repeated cycle. It's a broken heart. It's repeated. And again, don't shoot the messenger. We want to blame the other person. We want to be like, why can't that guy get his shit together? Why can't that guy like pull his head out of his you know what? Like, why can't that guy just treat me the way I deserve to be treated? Right? Like we want to say these things. We want to put all the blame on that guy or that person, that lady, whatever. But it's not. It's not. It's no one's, it's just us. It's if we're experiencing heartbreak after heartbreak after heartbreak, and it's this painful cycle that needs to come to an end. I'm just saying, and it doesn't matter. These cycles could be short over and over and over, like they are for me. I swear it's like every 30 days. Or they could be long periods of time, 20 years, for example, But it's like, it doesn't matter if you allow the cycle to repeat. And you know what I'm hearing? I'm not making any promises to anybody. I don't care who picked whatever group, but are you ready? Here's what I know because I've seen it with my own eyes. When you pull your energy away from this person and you stop enabling this person to not heal themselves, and then they're left without your energy, because it's your energy, by the way. It's what you know. We always make these people so special. Oh, they're so special. It's our energy that's making them special. Leave them. Leave them. Take your energy with you and then look and see how special their life is. Come on. It's your energy. When you put all of that energy into you and you make them learn how to make and create their own energy, how do you know they're not going to make and create something wonderful or amazing or more than what you expected? Just because it's not now doesn't mean it's not never. And I know we get tired of hearing that, but you ready? It is what it is. Queen of Swords. Group 2 needs hard truths. You need hard truths to stop repeating that painful cycle. You need to stand up for yourself. You either need to tell yourself these hard truths or you need to tell someone else these hard truths. So, Ace of Swords, what comes next? New clarity, new understanding, patience. Don't we love that card? It's like favorite tarot card. Nine of Swords, work on your anxiety, your depression. Knight of Wands, your passion. Get excited. Get excited. You're going to level up when you pull your energy back and you get excited about the spiritual awakening journey that you're on. If you keep having expectations of someone else, if you keep trying to put blame of your heartache on someone else, that's what I was going to say earlier. It's not them. It's not them. It's you giving them the opportunity to break your heart again. I'm learning that right now. It's no one's fault that I keep getting in and out of the same relationship for the last 5 years, except for myself. No one's. To the point that Spirit was like, now you're up here on this hill. Get excited about Spirit guiding you. Get excited about the promises that Spirit gives you. Get excited about the purpose that you know you want to follow. All right, message from your shadow self, 10 of Swords, in this shit. For real. Like, stop taking the pain. Close the cycle. And I'm not telling anybody, hold on, I dropped a card. And it disappeared. But like, I'm not telling anybody, like, break up with the person, get divorced, run to another country. I'm not saying none of that. I'm saying call your energy back. Put your time and effort into yourself. Quit enabling other people around you by taking care of all their needs. Put all that energy into you. Your shadow self is 10 of Swords energy. 10 of Swords is like a completion to a painful life cycle. End it. Quit allowing it to repeat. And that's going to be what it is. King of Cups comes out. King of Cups is my clue card for Divine Masculine. I mean, surprise. Um, but it's also counselor, mentor, therapist, and coach, right? It's also someone who has their emotions in check. It's someone who has self-discipline. It's someone who is king authority energy on their emotions because it's cups, right? Stop allowing this person to manipulate and control your feelings. I'm not even saying they're doing it on purpose, but you know they are. The world is here. New opportunities. Close out the cycle. It's literally confirmation when I said in that shit. Knight of Pentacles, long time coming. The Fool. It's time to take a leap of faith. Five of Wands on the bottom. Again, none of this energy is going to be easy. None of it. If you want the rewards, if you want to be able, if you picked group 2 and you're like, yes, at the end of this Venus retrograde, I want to end this painful chapter that I've been replaying a cycle over and over, and I want to end that shit. You're going to have to do the things. You're going to have to take the leap of faith. You're going to have to leave. You're going to have to tell someone I'm pulling my energy back. You're going to have to say, hey, I can't help you do that anymore. All right, higher self, guidance message, group 2, Venus retrograde 2025. Joan of Arc, voice of truth. Stand strong, focus on your purpose, release the fear of persecution, and speak your truth. Lord Shiva, transcendence, rise up, honor your inner force, steps are being given, dance with the universe. See that? It didn't say dance with divine masculine, right? It said dance with the universe. All right, group 2. I know it was harsh, but I hope it was helpful. All right, now I'm scared. Because I picked group 3. Michelle says, I love the Joan of Arc message. Same. This is me too. Sister says, I just realized I sent military lingo out. Are we telling time?
No, Diana told me to do something, and I was like, well, no. And I was like, probably has no idea what that means.
Oh, it's what does it mean?
Will comply.
Oh, I got you.
Whoops.
All right. Group 3. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. I appreciate all you guys coming in, being so patient as we work through all the different groups. TikTok, I see you over there. It's so cool. Welcome, welcome. All right. Here we go. Let's rub our hands together. That group 2 scared me. I need something good, group 3. Come on now. All right, here we go. It's timestamp 108:30. All right, group 3. First thing I'm going to start out is going to be the Tarot of the Enchanted Soul. And I'm going to look at what Venus energy, self-love, and or compromise you may be experiencing this Venus retrograde. So if you picked group 3, here we go. We have Page of Cups. It's an I'm sorry. And we have 3 of Swords. It's a big I'm sorry. Ooh, my hand started shaking. Okay, so Page of Cups card says message, love, dreamer, heart on sleeve, sensitivity, innocence. I'm definitely getting the heart on sleeve energy. I feel like it's love. Love is going to be the focus for group 3. I was hoping for money. Pointing that out. And my hand just started itching. Who's getting a reading? No, I'm just kidding. Um, Three of Swords is here. Okay, so Three of Swords is healing from a broken heart. It says heartbreak, loss, betrayal. I think that's what the I'm sorry is for. Betrayal, emotional pain, and separation. So if you picked group 3, you could be getting an unexpected apology from someone who caused you heartbreak, betrayal, emotional pain, separation, sadness, trauma, all of those good things. All right. Whew. Man. I don't know why, but it's like now I got the shakes. I haven't even had any coffee since this morning. All right, here we go. Let's see. How is this going to help you level up? We have Two of Swords. It's going to get you unstuck. Oh, group 3. So unstuck. Eight of Swords on the bottom. Restriction, indecision. That's what it is. Indecision, confusion, confinement, trapped, powerless, depressed. This winter I have gotten some pretty big lessons, again in self-love, again in showing up for myself, but also in handling. All right, so first I want to point out that before my spiritual awakening, I suffered from severe anxiety. I'm in Aries and I can put on one hell of a show. We're doing one right now. But my point is that I could used to, until I had my dark night of the soul, right? I could cover it. I had a mask, you know what I mean? And then I experienced dark night of the soul and I started crying out in public. So I'm just saying that comes to an end. But at the beginning, I could cover it. I could pretend like I was fine. I could deny the energy. I could be like, I'm not experiencing anxiety. This isn't happening right now. But I would be having all the symptoms, right? The same with depression. And for the longest time, I thought that anxiety and depression kind of ran hand in hand, and one was the same as the other. My faith, since my spiritual awakening, has brought immense healing to my anxiety. I can go into a Walmart. I can function like an adult most days. The depression is a whole different ballgame. Because I'm the Aries. Picture an Aries. We're like little Martians with swords, and we're stabbing people. And that's Aries. We're fighters. We're warriors. It's a different ball game. It's a different show. It's a different darkness. Anxiety can be controlled, tamed, even. But depression is a dark cloud that you can push back and think you've overcome, and it can just sneak back in there without you even knowing that it's coming. Or it can have been gone for so long, and one small pin drop can bring the storming, raging, thundering cloud back over your head in a heartbeat. And it doesn't matter how much faith you have. At least I don't believe so far in my journey. Have I learned to heal my anxiety? Yes. Am I scared? No. No. I feel like I was scared most of my life, and I wore this mask pretending like I wasn't scared. And then I went through like 4 years of pure, terrifying, God knows what. We call it Dark Night of the Soul. And now I have no fear. None. None whatsoever. But the depression doesn't just go away because I have no fear. The depression, I don't know. I'm not a psychiatrist. Sister went to psychiatrist college, you know? But like, I think that this is something I'm going to probably deal with my whole life. And I think that this is something that I'm going to have to take active steps in my everyday life so that when the cloud does inevitably return, it doesn't knock me over. It doesn't completely put me down and out. And that's what I've been learning this winter. I've been learning how to take action, physical steps. And it's all the things we don't like, guys. I'm telling you, it's exercise. Oh yeah. Exercise is a depression beater for real. You want to whip depression's ass? I'm telling you, that's going to be the way. Um, but journaling, you know, all the things that take a lot of time and effort, and we're like, oh man, it's hard. I don't want to do it. Then that's fine. You don't have to, but understand that the depression is going to stay there, and you're not going to push it back. And when it comes back, it's going to hit you 5 times harder. Yeah, yeah. All right, group 3. Someone's apologizing. You've been stuck for a very long time. Again, it's going to be a self-restriction. It's not this person's fault that you were stuck. Is it nice they're apologizing? Of course it is. But should you have waited for this apology to be unstuck? I'm going to say no, probably not. All right, let's look at what comes next. Eight of Wands, sudden changes and quick information. I think it's the apology. The apology is coming in quickly. It's a long time coming. Ace of Swords on the bottom. Yes. All right, let's pull a message from your shadow self. So if you picked group 3, we have 6 of Cups. Reunion. Someone from your past. 7 of Cups is on the bottom. So here's what I'm getting, group 3. The person apologizes. Things change quickly. I feel like the apology comes in quickly. I think the unstuckness was probably already in the process, and that's why all of a sudden you're super unstuck very quickly. But 6 of Cups is like reunion. This is the shadow self message. Your shadow self is what protects you and makes you the badass that you are. So with the 7 of Cups on the bottom, it's telling me that your shadow self is saying, group 3, when this energy apologizes, accept the apology and move on. Accept the apology and choose something different. 7 of Cups. Choose something different. Look at your choices very, very closely. Do not just all willy-nilly pick one. Everybody still with me? Group 3 is not as challenging as group 2. I think when the apology comes in, group 3 is going to be like, oh, let's try again. And the shadow self is saying, make better choices this time. Make better choices. Three major arcana is coming out back to back with this apology. So Spirit has stepped in so that this apology could arrive. The Chariot is here. This apology is coming from someone that you may have at one time considered your ride or die partner. That is the Chariot. The Chariot is also Cancer energy. The Chariot is also someone who picked wrong or incorrectly. Maybe someone picked someone else. The Hermit is here, Virgo energy. This is Dark Night of the Soul. And then the Hierophant is here. This is spiritual beliefs. This person that is coming to apologize to you, again, you used to think was your ride or die partner, maybe even catapulted your spiritual awakening, but now has had some type of, I don't know, change in their belief system. Most likely they're having spiritual awakening. Most likely they're in Dark Night of the Soul and it's like, hey, this weird shit's happening to me, right? That's most likely why the apology is here. All right, let's look at Two of Swords. So this is how you're going to level up. You're going to get unstuck. Taurus energy with that Hierophant. You're going to let something go, like I said. Four of Pentacles. See, if the Four of Pentacles was here, I'd say hold on to it. It's yours because this is the outcome. Keep it. But this is here. Remember, like our weekly zodiac, like challenge or obstacle, right? So it's like it's sitting over here going, you're holding on to this thing so tight. You're holding on to it so tight. It just has to be this way. It's overflow of emotion. Knight of Pentacles again. Knight of Pentacles is actually giving me repeated cycles. I know it's slow moving energy, but it's like this has been so slow for so long. Have mercy. You definitely get moving after this. That Four of Pentacles coming out first is like, oh, aha moment. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to get to work. What comes next? Eight of Wands. Seven of Wands, again, protecting yourself. Eight of Pentacles, taking responsibility, stepping up to the plate. And Ten of Swords, completion of a painful life cycle. Love it. All right, Six of Cups is your message from Shadow Self. So reunion energy is here. I believe the message was look at your options carefully. Do not just pick something because it's comfortable. Manifest something new for Pete's sake, right? Four of Cups comes out. And I picked the Gilded Tarot. So in the Gilded Tarot, Four of Cups, he's not ignoring the last ingredient. So in the Four of Cups, you always see that hand coming out of the sky. It's Spirit giving you the last ingredient so you can manifest what you want. In the Gilded Tarot, he's looking at the cup and he has a book. He's taking notes. Get excited about manifesting something new, group 3. King of Swords. Speaking truth, authenticity, temperance, healing. The Shadow Self is asking if you picked group 3 that you accept this apology. And I just want to say, I knew that already when the 3 major arcana come out. When this apology comes in, you may be angry. You may feel hurt. But Spirit and your Shadow Self is like straight out saying, this is needed for your healing and their healing. Accept the apology. Ten of Pentacles is on the bottom. Temperance is slow moving energy. What I'm hearing from Temperance is this is a start to something, and this is going to take a long time. All right, guidance from your higher self. We have Elmora, awakening presence. What did I say? This person is awakening in Dark Night of the Soul. The universe is with you. Wear a cloak of protection and love. Commander Ashtar, call to action. Take charge. Lead by example. Walk your talk. Spirit's always telling me that. All right, guys, that's going to be group 3. I hope that was helpful. I'm going to clean up really quickly. We have one more, group 4, and this one we're looking at potential conflicts and or breakthroughs. What do we think so far? Are the readings pulling at the heartstrings? Is it giving you confirmation of something you already know? Is everyone still as excited for the Venus energy retrograde as we were at the beginning of the live? Did anybody pick group 4? That's a hard one.
Vanessa said she's
Sweet. All right, there's Vanessa. Giselle, Melissa joined. Welcome, Melissa. Sandra's like, I was group 2. I was all of them, so I've been getting my butt whipped this whole night. I'm just saying. It's not too bad. I feel like it's not gonna be as bad as that first one. That I'm telling you. If you've not experienced Kundalini activation, I read about it. I read so much about it in the last 2 years because I was so scared. I literally thought I was having a stroke, a heart attack. I felt the energy rushing up to my skull, and I thought my brain was gonna pop. I remember looking at the doctor in the emergency room and my tears just flowing out of my eyes because I thought this is it. I'm dying, and they don't know what's happening. They keep telling me I'm fine, and they can't find anything, and they don't understand. And it was like it got to the crown, and it just was this like explosion. And I was like, at any moment I expected it to go black, but it didn't. Instead, I was just covered in this like blanket, this heavy, warm blanket of like, I don't know, peace, power. It was power. I don't think I knew it was power. Like when it happened. I think sometimes we don't really know what that means. So yeah, it's like as this Venus retrograde's been coming, I've just been like, oh man, either somebody's about to have Kundalini activation, and that's why I'm picking up on this energy, or, and this is possible, I read about this too, it comes in steps or it comes in stages because again, we run. And wow, you've been following me for any amount of time, you know, I've been running for quite some time. So now I'm like, oh my gosh, is something else happening? Is it going to happen again? And some people do say that it does. Of course, they don't freak out and panic and rush to 2 different hospitals and jack up $12,000 worth of bills. But you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, the second time it's usually a little bit easier to handle. But each time it's a leveling up, it's an activation. But yeah, last Venus retrograde, like that's what happened to me. I had to go to the Murray Hospital because I live in this small town where the local hospital is like everybody knows not to go there. But I went there because again, I thought I was having like a heart attack or a stroke or something. So I went to the closest hospital. But then the next day I was like, you know what? I don't, they were like, everything's fine, Rosa. You're totally fine. All the test results came back. They couldn't understand anything. They're like, oh, you're just having a panic attack. It's all no big deal. You're not going to die. Your head's not going to explode. Everything's fine. So I was like, yeah, no. So I had my friend take me to the Murray Hospital. I call it the Matrix Hospital, because every time I go in there, it's the same doctor that looks, exactly like a doctor should. And his coat is always like perfectly pressed and white and starched. And I don't know, they're just super smart there. Murray is actually where my middle son is currently in school. And it's it's a college town. So it's like, there's a lot of medical, university. There's a lot of smart people. That's what I'm trying to say. So it's like that's the Matrix Hospital. So it's like whenever something really, whatever, it's like that's where I'm going. Diana says, Jenna, eat a banana every day. I ended up in the ER from way too low potassium, so they gave me an IV of it. When was that, Jenna? Is it you? Is it you, Jenna? When was that, Jenna? I want to point out at the hospital, they did say that my magnesium and my potassium was low. Those are also signs and symptoms that I found in other people that had Kundalini activation. I'm not a doctor, but I did some medical studies and research and know those things cannot, like low potassium and low magnesium is not just gonna kick off a Kundalini activation, right? But do people that experience Kundalini activation have those minerals lower in their body at the time? Yes, yes, they do. Is that a coincidence? I don't believe in coincidences. So yeah, pretty interesting. Jess is doing much better now. So this was recent. Oh, back in October, I went to two. Oh, I do remember that. I do. Okay, so how do you feel since then? Because, okay, so when it first happened to me, lots of people told me Kundalini, Kundalini. And I was like, no, I don't think that's it. Like, nothing really else happened other than this weird experience, right? And then, like, several weeks went by before I realized a few things. I realized that I could tell when people were lying to me. I realized that I could hear um uh how do you say it without, oh, who cares? I could hear what people are thinking a lot more. I've always been able to do that. It's the empath. I know it's like emotion, but I can actually get words. And I noticed that that was heightened after Kundalini. My regular intuition, which I had before, you know, again, heightened, louder. I don't have to search for it. um, and here's the thing, like people are like, well, Rosa, if you're so guided and you're so whatever, then how come you're not living, well, I am living my best life actually, but like how come it's not better or more or whatever. Here's the thing, guys. Just because we're guided, like just because I'm guided, I'm a human, and we like to cause delays. um so it's like I don't always listen to what I hear. In fact, if I'm 100% honest, if God was like my dad, if spirit was like my father, I would be in trouble like all the time. All the time, grounded. That's really what's happening right now, in case you guys don't understand. But it's like I hear it. I get the message a lot clearer now than I did before Kundalini. But I still sometimes don't listen. I'm getting better at it. But I feel like after Kundalini, what happened is everything just got heightened. And there's a few new little tricks that I can do that I used to not be able to do. And I'm not saying, I don't know if I could do them and I just didn't know, or if I, had the ability and just was scared of it. So I didn't, tap into it or run from it when I experienced it. That's all very possible. But it's like now, again, no fear. No, that's another thing that happened with Kundalini. No fear. Anxiety. Now, I experienced anxiety after Kundalini, and it was like a couple of brief moments, and they were both just so I could see that I was in full control. And let me tell you, when you're having anxiety or like a panic attack, you want to pretend like you're not in full control. You want to be like, no, the world is taking over and everything's shit and I can't control nothing. And that's not true at all. And you know it, and I know it, and other people that have anxiety know it. None of it. The panic attacks, I'm not trying to say that they're not bad, that we don't need doctors, that we don't need therapy, that we haven't experienced trauma, that shit's not painful. I'm not saying any of that. But I'm telling you that I've learned to completely stop my panic attacks. The last one I had was when I was breaking up. It was this guy in a relationship for like the 500th time, and I was super pissed. And I like planted myself on the floor, and I was like, screw it. I'm not gonna pack my bags. I'm just gonna sit here and cry and kick my feet and throw a fucking temper tantrum. And then I had to like God replayed that conversation that I had to myself in my head back to me. And I was like, damn. Yeah. And I got up. And was it hard? Yes, absolutely. Did I feel like I weighed 1,000 pounds and my feet were made out of concrete? Yes, absolutely. But was I able to pack my shit and get the hell out of there? Yes, absolutely. So I'm just, the anxiety and the panic attacks does not have to be end all. All right, group 4, 136.55. All right, first thing I'm looking at, Venus energy. We have 5 of Cups coming out. Have mercy. It's love. And 5 of Cups is trauma, despair, grief. It says living in the past. Ooh, group 4. How this is going to help you level up? 3 of Swords. Okay, so it's easy. It's hard. 5 of Cups is pain, loss. It's the card that shows the 3 cups spilt and the 2 cups still up, and it says, yes, you've lost this thing. By the way, the loss is already here. This is not something that happens Venus retrograde. If you picked group 4, most likely, we haven't pulled the rest of the cards, but I'm just guessing here that you're going to heal this situation. This has already happened. The loss is already gone. Something has been taken from you. Something was ripped from you. It's 5 of Cups. It's like, I don't even want to talk about it. Anyway, the point of the card is that you're supposed to, yes, there was trauma, there was pain, you experienced massive loss, but there's something that you're going to alchemize. And what I mean by that is there's something that you gained. It made you stronger, wiser, smarter, braver. I don't care what it is. Find anything. That's what's going to take you to where you're going next. That's what's going to help you heal that pain. So the next card is how you're going to level up. The original card was you've had this loss and you need to now look at your 2 of Cups, like what you gained, and you need to take movement towards healing something. Let's look at what comes next. 10 of Wands. So you do take action. Strength cards on the bottom. Again, not easy. Are your feet made of concrete? Yes. It shows these boulders tied to her back. All right. Message from your shadow self. We have King of Coins. 3 Cups is on the bottom. 3 Cups is third party. It's karmic energy. Too many people. Too many hands in the pot. King of Coins is message from your higher self. Someone needs to take accountability, responsibility for something. The words on here: mature male, businessman, provider, master, father, reliable boss. This is the message from your shadow self. I'm not sure if that's you. I don't think it is. I don't want to blame anyone because in my world, it's all about it's accountability. No one effed my life up but myself, my own choices, my own whatever. So it's like I don't want to be like if you pick group 4, someone else is responsible, but your shadow self is telling me that someone is responsible. And I don't think it's you. So if you're dealing, if I'm like, let's say I'm talking to Divine Feminine and this is about masculine, your shadow self is telling you that someone needs to take accountability, someone needs to take responsibility. And it's like until that happens, and I don't think that the person is ready to do that. And I could be wrong. Maybe it's both, but I don't get I'm getting like a feminine energy, a masculine energy, and I feel like the masculine needs to take accountability. All right, let's look at it. The 5 of Cups. Living in the past, the Fool, confirmation. You need to take a leap of faith. You need to leave. You need to start over. And I don't mean to like leave. You need to leave the energy that you're in, and you need to take a leap of faith into newer, better, bigger, brighter, happier energy. 2 of Cups is equal effort. It's soulmate energy. It could be about relationship. It's Cups, so it's definitely love, right? Venus is going to be the love. The Hanged Man is Pisces energy. You could have been like stuck in your head about a situation if you picked group 4, maybe not wanting to make a move because you're afraid of sacrificing something. You always see like the coins falling out of the pocket because the Hanged Man is hanging upside down, right? Aries and Pisces energy coming out. All right, so you take the leap of faith. You release something. You move into your heart space. The Chariot says you're victorious. Something comes in quickly. 2 of Pentacles. It's about getting your footing. And 2 of Swords. So you could be feeling like you couldn't actually make a move due to resources, finances, maybe not knowing which direction to go. Maybe you feel like you're at a fork in the road and not sure which move to make. It's like whenever you're able to release this thing that you think you're sacrificing, or it's like whenever you're able to get out of the headspace and understand that just making a move would be helpful or taking action in some way would be helpful. It's like it comes quickly. It comes quickly. It's like the first move, the first step. I'm hearing something, but I'm not going to get it right. Have mercy. It's some phrase like the first step. Sometimes the first step leads to like something else. I don't know, something like that. But it's like you just got to take one small step. All right, so what comes next is 10 of Wands. 10 of Wands is releasing your burdens. It's like you finally get, so in the 10 of Wands, when you look in regular Rider-Waite, they're carrying all the wands, and then you'll always see like the town is in the picture, because the point is that they're getting closer to the town, like they're getting closer to their goal. They're almost to where they're going. They can put their burdens down, right? It's that energy. So it is this like you've already you're able now to release this thing that was causing you to feel these heavy burdens. And this is what comes next. The Hierophant comes out. It's going to have something to do with a marriage, Taurus energy. Knight of Swords. It is my clue card for breakup. But it says you break free from something that was restricting you due to clarity and understanding. So it's like now you have breakthrough. Now you have clarity. Now you have understanding. And we have the Page of Cups. Page of Cups is an I'm sorry. It's also a small offer. I'm not saying the person doesn't apologize. I mean, I think the person is ready to apologize, but they're not ready to make the small offer. That's kind of what I'm getting. Because it's like they're not ready to take responsibility for something. Like there's more to it. It's not just this little thing here. There's more to it. King of Cups comes out. It's giving me another little bit of a confirmation, but clue card for Divine Masculine. And it is about getting like your feelings in check about something. Three of Wands is taking action towards your future. And Queen of Cups comes out. Queen of Cups is that energy of divine feminine. I felt all of this when I was reading for this group 4. But it's the choosing yourself. It's like you understand now that you have to now choose you and you have to replenish your cup. This is your purpose and this is your journey. And now you have to put all that focus and alignment into your path, right? Judgment is on the bottom. It's definitely giving me that hearing your calling, right? If you picked group 4, I do feel like it's about love, a relationship. I don't know if the relationship is already, I feel like something is stagnant, but it's already been closed out. So I'm not 100% sure. Maybe this is like someone living with someone and it's like you haven't actually, maybe you've talked about your next steps, but no steps have actually been taken, something like that. All right. Higher self message for those of you that pick group 3, Lady Venus, downloads and understanding. It says truth is being revealed. Deep insights are coming from heaven and the astral realm. Serapis Bay, ascension. Move into your true self. Rise above the darkness. The light is here. And I'm told we got one more. Frigid, inner strength. Move back to wholeness. Recognize that you have the power. Maybe something there for somebody. All right, guys, that's going to be all for groups. I hope you guys enjoyed the surprise pick a card. Yes, Venus energy is going to be challenging, but it's going to allow us to finally match our purpose, our soul's path, and the people that we have on it with our values and our morals. And we're going to feel so much more aligned. We're going to feel like we can persevere, push forward, and follow our purpose without any blockages or things hindering and slowing us down. So is it challenging? Yes. But is it going to make us badass? Absolutely. All right, guys. I love you all. I will see everyone Sunday night. I hope you come back to join me Sunday night, 8 p.m. We're going to do love and astrology. And if you guys are new, this happens from time to time. Make sure that you hit your notification bells to all, because it's very possible that tomorrow night we may have a music and tarot night where I'm going to offer free love readings. So keep an eye out for that. All right, guys. Thank you so much for coming in, hanging out with me. I appreciate all of you on all the platforms, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. I love you guys so very, very much. Moderator ladies, thank you for helping me tonight. I appreciate you so very, very much. I'm always, always sending all of you abundant love and light on your journey. Have a good night, everyone.